Got a question? Here's the way. Ask the expert here today. Learning starts with today's show. Let's hear what the tech experts know.
Welcome back to our Ask the Expert series. Over this series, we've covered how contamination is investigated, how sites get cleaned up, how families can protect themselves day to day, how to read testing results, and how communities can advocate for environmental justice. For this last segment, we want to step back before we move forward. What does a healthier, safer Sacramento actually look like, and how do we get there together? One of the most effective long-term investments in environmental health is education, especially for young people. Kids who grow up understanding how contamination happens, how it's addressed, how to protect themselves, and having overall awareness of their environment can carry that knowledge into adulthood. Having this generational knowledge can be empowering to an entire community and contribute to future, meaningful organizing, community, and policies. Schools and youth programs that incorporate environmental health topics help build a generation of residents who are equipped to ask good questions, read an environmental report, and participate meaningfully in decisions about their own neighborhoods. That kind of awareness doesn't just protect individuals, it strengthens the whole community's ability to respond to environmental issues as they come up. A site cleanup isn't the finish line. Many sites require long-term monitoring for years, or even decades after the initial remediation work is done. This might mean periodic testing of groundwater, regular inspections of an engineered cap, or ongoing checks to confirm that a land use restriction is still being followed. This long-term oversight matters because environmental conditions can shift over time. Long-term monitoring is how DTSC and the community can confirm that a cleanup solution keeps working, not just on the day it was finished, but for many years into the future. One of the more hopeful parts of the work by agencies like DTSC is what happens to a site after cleanup. Many former contaminated properties, sometimes called brownfields, are redeveloped into parks, green space, housing, or community facilities once they've been cleaned up and confirmed safe. DTSC's Office of Brownfields help move forward this kind of transformation, prioritizing projects in communities that have historically carried a heavier environmental burden. Turning a former industrial site into a park or affordable housing doesn't just remove a hazard. It gives a neighborhood something genuinely new and valuable in its place. As a resident, you can be a part of the wider revitalization effort by becoming involved in these types of programs. Show up to public meetings, organize your neighborhood to advocate, and take part in the community processes already underway. Redevelopment on a formerly contaminated site has to be done carefully. Depending on the site, this can include engineered caps that keep contamination safely contained underground, legal land use covenants that restrict certain future uses of the property, and vapor barriers in new construction to prevent any residual soil gas from entering buildings. These safeguards are why DTSC stays involved even after a property changes hands or gets a new purpose. Safe redevelopment means the community gets the benefit of reused land without inheriting old risks. A recurring theme across this entire series is that awareness is one of the most powerful tools a community has. Residents who understand exposure pathways, know their rights during a cleanup process, and can interpret a testing report are far better equipped to protect their families and advocate for their neighborhood. Environmental education doesn't just respond to problems after they happen. Over time, it helps prevent them because informed communities are more likely to notice issues early, ask the right questions, and push for solutions before a small problem becomes a larger one. Like we discussed in the previous segment, none of this happens through any single group working alone. Real progress comes from partnership between residents who know their neighborhoods best, nonprofits and community organizations that help organize and advocate, scientists and technical experts who investigate and design solutions, and agencies like DTSC that provide oversight, funding, and enforcement. Each of these groups brings something the others don't have. Residents bring lived experience and local knowledge. Nonprofits bring organizing capacity and continuity. Scientists bring technical expertise. Agencies bring authority and resources. When these pieces work together, communities end up with cleanup decisions and outcomes that are both scientifically sound and genuinely responsive to the people who live there. That brings us to the end of this Ask the Expert series. We've covered a lot of ground, from the basics of contamination to the technical language of testing reports, to the deeper questions of justice and community power. If there's one thing we hope you take away, it's that being informed about the environmental processes around you and being active and engaged in your community can have meaningful, lasting impact on the environmental health for everyone around you. Environmental awareness is not just for scientists or lawyers, it's for all of us. Understanding what contamination is, where it comes from, and how it moves is the foundation for being an informed participant in decisions that affect your health, your family, and your neighborhood. DTSC's mission, protecting California's people from harmful, toxic substances, is a mission that depends on engaged communities. Their EnviroStore database is a powerful tool you can use right now to look up contaminated sites near your home, your child's school, or anywhere in Sacramento. Visit chastengold.org to learn more. Thank you for watching, and always make sure to ask an expert.
Got a question? Here's the way. Ask the expert here today. Learning starts with today's show. Let's hear what the tech experts know.